Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Real Good Stuff. I'm Keaton, and I'm joined by my friend Eric. We're talking about It Chapter 2, as you can obviously see in the title of whatever program you're watching on, unless you're like on autoplay or something. I don't know why you're watching the sun. Anyway.
We made it.
Yeah, we made it. Anyway, this is the sequel to 2017's It, based on the Stephen King book. You guys already know that. About a spooky clown alien. Who basically just does whatever he wants, like Freddy Krueger in real life.
Well, he pops up every 27 years. The last one, it's picking up from the events of the last one, where they were all kids. Now they're all adults. And yeah, it's just them dealing with, the trauma of him coming back into their lives and how they deal with it and finally ending it all once and for all. I gotta say first, I loved probably every single actor that was the grown-up version.
Absolutely.
Like, especially my favorite, Bill Hader.
Oh, Bill Hader's fucking great.
He was He was, like, honestly, I'm not gonna, I've seen him in a couple movies and I always thought he was good,
But he's been on, like, an uptick recently. Like, I love the show Barry. Barry is legitimately one of my favorite shows. Seeing him in this is great. Like, everyone else is just good, though. Not only are they good actors, but also you can see little hints of the child in them, and it's so weird.
And also, like, just the chemistry they all have together. You kind of buy into it, you believe it, and so I absolutely loved every aspect of that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too big of a fan of what's his name, Bill Skarsgård. That's
Bill
his brother.
Skarsgård?
That's the brother, right?
No, Bill Skarsgård is he's it.
He's it. Okay, yeah. So him.
He's a weird-looking dude. That's a side note. But
yeah,
he was kind of born to play this role.
Yeah, but he's one of those. That's some bullshit. He's one of those fucking, like, just ugly, handsome dudes. Like, you already know.
So rude. Anyway, he's a great actor.
No, he's handsome. Okay.
He's also in another Stephen King adaptation thing, Castle Rock. Also as, like, a weird demon, but not Pennywise.
Yeah,
I never finished that.
I'm not gonna lie. I prefer the old guy.
What are you talking about? The brother?
No, I'm talking about him. No,
John
Bill. No, Bill Skarsgård. Him as It.
Oh, what about him?
I prefer the original, the 90s one.
Fucking, I know.
Right.
That's not how his accent goes either.
Hold on.
He was in...
Fuck. Hold on.
God damn.
I know,
terrible.
Right? No, hold on. I got it.
Wait, I got this.
No, I got this.
Who was the original It in the 90s?
Tim Curry.
I don't have that.
Tim Curry. There you go.
Okay.
Tim Curry.
I prefer Tim Curry. I think I've always felt like Bill Skarsgård is just trying a little too hard to be creepy, especially even from the first one. Like, I feel
like he has a lot less to do in this one, though.
Yeah, no, honestly, he's not. I mean, well, I don't know. You kind of see him more. I guess he talks a little more, but
I guess because you only see him really interacting with a kid like the one time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's in the trailers, so I don't want to get into spoilers. Whereas in the first movie, they're all kids, so he kind of has that playful attitude. Right. In this one, he's just like guts people most of the time. Yeah,
he's
unless
like,
it's a kid.
Hey, I'm gonna eat you. Yeah. No, I mean, I personally. Also, another thing, the movie's super long, but I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I didn't even realize it was 2 hours and 50 minutes until today.
I knew it was pretty long. I could sense that, and there was a period of the movie, and I think I brought this up with you after we finished watching it.
Yeah,
where it's okay, cool. We have to split up, and then they repeat the same scene structure for every single one of the characters.
Yeah.
And they do that for about 40 minutes. So it's like, if you wonder where the length came from, it's because they wanted to show every single person battling their their stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the part where it did drag a little bit for me. I did think it was a little slow, but I guess, like, pacing overall, I mean, maybe it dragged a little bit at the end too, but it certainly didn't feel like 2 hours and 50 minutes to me. I thought it was maybe just 2 hours and 30.
Also, it's based on a book that's like 1,000 or 2,000 pages long.
Yeah, no.
It's a coke-filled nightmare.
Yeah. No, honestly. Also, I mean, I like, this, I wouldn't consider this a spoiler, but, there's a thing going on with the main character. What's his name? Is it Bill?
Bill.
Yeah, where, he becomes an author of sorts. And they keep this running joke about how his endings are shitty.
Stephen King.
Yeah, and that's
Stephen King already kind of does self-inserts.
Yeah, that's what I like. That, I don't know. I guess in a way he was referencing his own material and how everybody, like, he's aware that everybody always tells him like, yeah, your endings suck.
And also, it's not really a spoiler, but he has a cameo in this movie, the actual Stephen King,
yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
he used to do that a lot more. Like he started doing that way before Stan Lee did.
No. Don't
it's true. I'm not disrespecting. I'm just saying
take that
Stephen
back.
King did it first.
It's not true. Take it back. It's factually not true.
Not to say, he's not a very good actor, but,
Wow. But
right.
also, the older... Actually, the more I looked at it, the older actor for the chubby kid... Mm-hmm. He kind of looks like him.
No, he does. It's like the eyes.
The eyes. Yes, because at some point I was like, God damn, this guy really does look like the kid. And yeah, I noticed it was the eyes.
The only one that's a little is John McAvoy. Doesn't quite look like the kid.
McAvoy.
John McAvoy? Not John McAvoy. John Malkovich? No.
John Malkovich? No, that's not. No, he's not.
Whatever Malkovich.
James McAvoy?
James McAvoy.
Oh, come
close enough.
They
don't look the same. They don't look... well, they look similar, but not as similar as, like, Bill Hader and Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
Or Jessica Chastain and whatever the young girl's name is.
The Bill Hader one in specific, like...
It's just good.
Yeah, like, after a while, I started thinking, I was like, holy shit, like, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Although, honestly, and a lot of people did complain about Jessica Chastain being cast instead of Amy Adams, but...
Oh, I don't know. She was fine.
I thought she was good. I mean, she's kind of a bitch, but not a bitch, but she kind of like spoiler, but she's fucking with both my mans. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think I definitely like this better than the first one. I was in the minority.
I like the first one better than this one.
Oof, really?
Yeah.
I was in the minority with people. I didn't really like the first one all that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I just thought this one was a lot more. You could tell the formula a bit more.
That's true. Yeah. But I mean,
I think they're both good, and apparently the director wants to make like a supercut of both movies together or something like that. Okay. That'll be fucking cool because the book it jumps around back and forth between the past and the present.
Right.
So that'll be really neat to see. Pacing wise.
Also, I mean, how did you feel about the inclusivity?
What do you mean?
In the beginning.
Oh, there's a really brutal opening, and apparently that's from the book. Like, straight out of the book. I also wasn't sure if that was. I thought that was just to be super dark.
Well, the gay aspect too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, to the main character or to like...
No, the beginning.
Yeah, the really dark opening, that's from the book, apparently.
Yeah, it was
fucking brutal, especially for a mainstream movie. Like, content warning, my God.
It was.
For a mainstream movie? That shit, I have not seen that before.
It just made me sad. I was like...
Oh, no, it's super depressing. And then it never gets, like...
Yeah,
not saved, but it never gets, like, brought back up or, like, redeemed.
There's one there's one callback to
I guess it's, like, a Stephen King, like, dark kind of thing. That's just the way he writes shit. It's super dark.
There is one callback to it, but that's it.
Yeah.
And that comes with the reveal of something else later in the movie. But yeah, it was a really... But I honestly, because I already knew, I was like, oh, people are going to bitch about this. Like, about, having two gay characters in a movie in the beginning. But I thought they handled it really well. It wasn't, like, force-fed. It literally just seemed like, this is a part of every day now.
Especially, like, it's a small town.
Exactly. Yeah. So, actually, that even makes more sense because, they...
But the fact that it came from the book, I was like, okay, cool. I kind of have some respect for, like, the creators and that they were willing to do it because, like, God damn, it's a risky scene. But I think they did it in the best way possible, I guess. Do you want to talk about the comedy aspect of this? Like the movie?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Cut it. It's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bill Hader's great. The guy who plays
I don't know his name.
Eddie.
But his friend, right?
What do you mean?
Bill's friend? Oh no. The guy that says fuck a lot.
The hypochondriac?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Eddie.
Okay.
And then Richie is Bill Hader's character.
Okay, yeah.
Eddie is the hypochondriac kid from the first one. And my God, they're just... Again, they're like a one-to-one.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Like their mannerisms and everything. God damn, he's so funny.
Yeah, no, he is. Like one of the few movies that did like actually get a laugh out of me. I mean, aside from that though, why did you... Because here's the thing. With everything that they did, with the predictable section of it, I think it's the same thing they did in the first movie. Just in the first movie, they kind of spread it out more.
What do you mean?
So that way it wasn't as...
The jump scares and stuff like that?
No, well, because like, how you said each character splits up and they get their own thing. That was the same thing in the first movie, but I think it was spread out a little more so it wasn't as predictable.
Yeah, it wasn't like hey, let's split up, gang. It was like, hey, these characters aren't friends yet.
Yeah. And then it was also like, this is happening with this character. We'll jump to maybe another side plot and then come back to the other character, getting their kind of scare vision. Mm-hmm. And this one, as opposed to, it's just back to back to back. They do some editing tricks to like, when you think the jump scare will happen, it doesn't happen. And when but I mean, that's super like not generic, but that's like super played out at this point.
One more thing to add on to the comedy aspect of the movie. Is there some weird ADR stuff? Which thinking back, I recognized. Like, there was a part where something really goofy happens, I guess you could say. And I think originally it was meant to be scary. But instead, they just play the song Don't Call Me Angel from, like, the Deadpool movie and the Deadpool trailer.
Oh, yeah.
They just play that. They just play that, like, hard cut, just start playing that. And I've listened to some other reviews, it's like, yeah, that was probably meant to be scary, but it was so goofy looking that they probably just made it a goofy.
Was that?
Play goofy.
I didn't even know what that was. Honestly, I was really confused by that.
I thought it was fun. Like, it got a laugh because it was so surprising, and I don't mind that kind of like shitpost kind of editing in movies. Right. I was just so caught off guard because you.
It is. Yeah, it's exactly that shitpost. Like it's
where it's just like it hard cuts to the song and then it hard cuts away from that scene.
Yeah, because it never even like acknowledges any of that. The song playing, I guess they wouldn't, but
and there's another ADR thing where like he shit talks like a guy's mullet, where it's like obviously wasn't part of the scene originally. Right. Where it's like, okay, they kind of had to throw some extra jokes in there, I guess. I don't know,
but yeah, no, I liked all the new scenes with the kid actors too. I thought they were still good.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to bring that up too, which I kind of noticed when I watched, but I realize even more now that I've listened to some other people talk about this movie. Did you notice that they did, like, de-aging on the kids? The thing that I noticed in the movie was, like, wow, these scenes are, like, really overly lit and kind of overexposed. And I thought, like, I kind of saw some de-aging, but, like, now that I saw other people point out, I was like, yeah, they probably did.
Is that confirmed? Because I don't know. I didn't.
Because, like, Finn Wolfhard's definitely doesn't look as, like, he looks way older than, like, how he does in this movie. So, like, I'm not surprised. Like, especially if, like, the fat kid had it, is, like, they just, like, looked...
I just assume
a lot of people say like plastic face, but like I don't think it was that bad. But like it looked, I could kind of tell.
I don't know, but I just assume they filmed because they filmed these at like all at once.
No, I don't know. I don't think.
I'm willing to bet money on that.
No, I don't think they filmed it back then. If that's what you mean.
Yeah, like all those scenes how could they not? If they knew,
they're still children.
Exactly. So they're like, hey, let's film all these scenes.
Agree to disagree on that.
No, it's a fact.
Apparently, also some people are saying that like they pitched the kids' voices up during those scenes because again they're older now.
I probably believe that. But no, I think I
didn't notice that though. I didn't notice that
because I had read.
I thought the de-aging.
I had read that they filmed these back to back.
Well, they sort of did.
Yeah,
but they grew up in that time. Like it's a lot easier to notice aging up of like kids as opposed to adult aging 2 years.
But if you're filming back to back, then you would film all the kid stuff.
You would think
at once.
You would think.
No, that is what they did.
Finn Wolfhard, he has Stranger Things. He's busy.
Which is why you would film it all.
I don't know. We're not experts here, okay? Some of the effects were kind of goofy looking. Like some of the monster stuff where it's like, okay, that's not really threatening because it's very obvious CGI.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's the one. I mean, it's scary. Actually, we've talked about everything except probably how scary it is, which...
It's not really.
Yeah,
not at all.
Not really. It's other than the jump scares.
I jokingly said when we left the movie, it was like, hey, it's an action movie, but with horror elements. No. Which it's not. Like, until like the final act, it's mostly action.
Okay, yeah. That is true.
Which is, it's not a horror movie in the mainstream. I don't know. It's a mainstream movie, but it's not a mainstream horror movie. Honestly, like, it's not built like that.
I would go as far as to say it's probably just a drama with jump scares.
Sort of.
Because honestly, that's probably the only scary part.
Which I'm fine with,
Yeah, I mean...
I'm sure it scares, like, teenagers and shit who go see this movie, but, like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, of
which is fine. Movies, if it's like a horror movie that's not necessarily scary, but it's entertaining, well made, it's still a fucking good product at the end of the day.
Right.
Like, I still enjoyed it.
As far as like it himself, though, yeah. Again, I prefer because here's the thing: if I see this guy, Bill Skarsgård, I'm just like, here's a dude just trying to be scary, like trying to just do too much to look scary. But Tim Curry, he just had like that straight face where he just look at you and you just be terrified. Like
I haven't seen the original, the first It from 2017 since I saw it in theaters. I've only seen it one time, and then I jumped in this 2 years later. So, but I feel like I remember Pennywise overall being a lot scarier in that movie, or at least more tension. I feel like the scares worked on me better for that movie.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that.
There's a lot more creepy kills to it. Like I think in the first one when he kills Georgie, he like his like arm stretches out to grab him and pull him into the, and that was like the first kill of the movie. It's just, there's a lot of creative stuff. There is some creative stuff in this movie though.
There is.
We can talk about it in the spoiler section. Do you want to jump into spoilers?
Yeah. First
things first. What do you want to say?
For what?
Spoilers in general.
Oh, are we in there now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Fuck it. You don't need to read.
Please. So now, what did you want to talk about?
I was just gonna say for creativity, it's basically a Thing reference. Their friend Stan's head comes out of a fridge, and it grows like arms and legs, and apparently like Richie's says, "You got to be fucking kidding me," which is exactly ripped from the Thing.
Oh, okay. I would probably consider that like a double reference because,
which I don't know if that was in the book.
No, because that's in the old movie in the 90s one.
Did the Stan's head does that?
Well, no, they find his head in a fridge, but that's it.
Oh.
Actually, it's kind of fucked up, man. That movie, honestly, is really fucked up.
Which it's the old one?
Yeah, the old one, yeah. Because
I haven't watched it yet because I've heard it's really bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, it kind of is. But after they find out that he committed suicide, they literally just check the fridge. Like, it's not even set up like they're in a scary place. It's literally just like when they find out, they open a fridge and there's his head with a note that just says like, you can
I guess you couldn't cut it.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought that was really well executed in this movie.
Yeah, me too.
Although I kind of...
Right.
The editing was too slow for me to get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I knew what it was going to be.
Yeah, but not... honestly, there was a lot of like, more so not so much scary, but I think just grotesque thing. Like for example, that with the... Oh, no. Probably one of the very first scenes where there's like a horror moment where they're in the restaurant and then the
and
fucking,
just like weird little creatures that come out of the cookies.
That was
they were just flexing some creative muscles.
Yeah,
there, I think.
Like it wasn't even scary. It was just like, oh god, that's just unsettling. It was, but aside from that, I mean, I don't know really what is it. What else? Like, because
I feel like this movie had a bit more padding than the first one. That's just, it's bound to happen,
right?
And it's fine that there's like times where it kind of slows down and they just get to chill and talk and interact and catch up, and then they all separate, and then it's just, okay, here's this character doing this thing. Okay, let's now they've had their jump scare in the future. Let's jump scare them back in the past, which is like weird because that basically means that they defeated it. They thought he was dead, and then they all had jump scares and interactions with him after that. But
that's what I thought.
The timeline's weird about that.
That's what I thought too. Yeah,
which you could explain it as like, okay, they forgot because the whole memory thing and trauma is like a whole theme in this,
right?
But it doesn't. It kind of like lessens the blow where they killed him and then he didn't appear again for 27 years. Except he didn't. He immediately reappeared.
And
fucked with them right away.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought as well. Because I mean, it's set up to where like, that definitely happened after they defeated him the first time.
Yeah, because they reference it.
Yeah, but it was strange because you're absolutely right. That's probably the wording I was looking for.
Maybe they'll move it around if he does a supercut and he mixes them the two together, where all those scenes will be before.
Yeah, because then that would work a lot better, I think.
And there's also stuff like the clubhouse that they had, which was never in the first movie.
Yeah,
but somehow existed. By the end of it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that part was a little weird too. Because I remember I was thinking, I was like, I don't remember this being in the first movie.
It wasn't. I wasn't sure either. And then because I hadn't seen it in like 2 years. What else? Oh, the part that I was referring to. I think one of my favorite jokes in the movie is where Eddie gets stabbed in the face.
Oh yeah.
And then he stabs the guy. Oh no, he gets stabbed in the face and he's just like startled for like a whole minute just against the wall, and he just like slowly crawls away against the wall. I fucking love that bit. It was good. It was good. And then he stabs him through the shower curtain. A lot of people have been saying the redneck guy was like unnecessary, which I can kind of see. I didn't know he was going to be in the movie because I hadn't watched the second trailer. And
yeah, actually, you're right.
he's kind of goofy because he had just his dead friend driving him around and shit. And he was he just showed up, stabbed a character, he disappeared, went and tried to stab another character, got stabbed again, except this time he died for real.
Yeah, so what the fuck happened with the driver? So that guy's still around. He's still
yeah.
what the fuck?
I mean, in theory,
oh no.
in theory, I mean,
come on now.
just forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, actually, you're right. He probably could have been taken out. Like if you were,
I don't mind him being in there because he provided like. If he hadn't been in the movie, it would have just straight up been back-to-back jump scare, flashback jump scare, flashback to the future, got my token, move on. That's basically how every single one of those progressed.
Although Bill, he kisses, what's her face? And he's married. They never reference it. What a piece of shit.
Yeah. Be honest. Apparently his wife had a bigger part in the book and in the show. But in this, she's like in one scene.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And he kisses her, and then they end up not being love interests.
Yeah, and they just
it was like a red herring because she forgot, but he never brings it up. Like, hey, that was actually my note. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have ample opportunity here while we're hanging out.
Also, Bill Hader's like gay subplot. Like at the end, like does he really even tell anybody?
It was really no.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of like,
subtle, just like But it's like. Okay, I mean, that literally could have just not been in the movie. Like, I don't think it's part of. I don't think it's part. No, like, no, like it's just like it didn't affect his story really.
Homophobia, I'm not sure.
Like, I could see why his arc is kind of like, oh, he has a secret, but I don't think that was hinted at in the first movie.
No, it wasn't at all.
Like,
that came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Like, if it had been hinted at in the first movie, like that would have been okay.
Well, actually, it's not even.
Well, in his flashback in this movie, he gets called,
it's literally not
racial,
even.
or not racial slurs, but he gets called like homophobic slurs.
So you're saying they're the same thing?
No,
that's not.
No,
okay.
I mixed them
up. So you're homophobic.
No,
you're racist.
No,
and
can't keep this
in. Anyways, but
I don't know. So yeah, he gets called homophobic slurs back in the past. That's the first time it's hinted at.
Yeah, and that's like, in the movie in general.
He just wanted to hang out with somebody because he's alone. But it turns out, they might have actually been gay and flirting as children.
Yeah.
With the villain's cousin, I guess?
Yeah, that part of it was like... I think it could have been... It could have been executed better.
That didn't come across as him trying to be romantic.
Well, okay, so while they were playing that scene, I thought, is this supposed to be... but then I saw the way they looked at each other, and then, the scene after, which is like, get away, you fucking, And I thought, like, okay, I guess so. But it was kind of vague. It wasn't, like, explicitly...
It was super vague, and I guess the arc was just him being comfortable with himself. This whole movie's kind of like getting over your past traumas.
Yeah. His probably wasn't handled as well as
it was. Well, they
else's.
Definitely pushed everyone else's, to the forefront. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm forgetting the redhead character's name right now.
Yeah, me too.
Bev. Oh, it's Bev.
Bev.
She's beautiful. Yeah. But her whole thing is obviously her abusive dad, and then she marries somebody abusive, and she gets over that, and she gets with like nice guy finish second, I guess, in this movie because he didn't kiss her first. But
fucking bitch, I swear to God.
No.
Oh, man, that's a Cap.
She didn't know.
Cap, yeah, she did.
She didn't know.
He was married too. It's his fault too. And then they never even told him.
They're all kind of married, aren't they?
No, he's not married.
Eddie was married. That never gets brought up again.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't get a chance to really overcome his trauma either. He just kind of dies.
Oh yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, you're right. He just fucking dies.
Yeah.
Oof. Rip. But yeah, look.
Also, Bill Hader's like whole like arc was like, oh, he was in love with Eddie. Like,
oh wait,
but that was never.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
He writes the E at the end where it says R+, and they don't show it till the end, and he writes the E. That's Eddie. And he died, and that's why, right? He doesn't want to leave him in the fucking hole.
Oh shit!
It doesn't.
Oh,
it doesn't.
Shit.
I'm not to say it doesn't matter, but like it's not hinted at to the extent where it's like,
okay, that's
sure it's an arc for Richie, but there's no arc for Eddie.
Well, even
there's really no arc for Eddie at all.
Yeah, even
outside of like him kind of overcoming the leper, like the fear of the leper temporarily, and then trying to fight it at the end. But then he dies.
Well, no, I guess he did overcome it. Nah, because he
fights him at the end.
Yeah, he overcomes like the fear. But no, wow, I didn't even realize that. Wow, no, that his. Okay, that makes sense because I've been hearing some complaints and some people trying to defend.
Also, we haven't talked about Mike at all. That one guy who stayed in town and like lied to them several times.
What did he lie to them at the end about?
That they were all the last people who did the ritual to try to stop him all got killed.
Oh, and he didn't mention that?
It's like a super, like, fast, like, CGI, like, flashback thing where it just shows them, like, getting killed by, like, tendrils or something.
Okay, because it went by super fast to the point where, like, I mean, maybe I'm just dumb, but...
It was like a split second. People it does, like, the stupid flashback that they did to explain how the ritual works in the first place.
Okay, so they were killed and that's it.
But he just lies a bunch, and he gets to live. But Eddie dies. And there's no art. I don't know. Mike doesn't really have an arc. He moves out of the town eventually.
Yeah, he goes to Florida, right? Well, I mean, he doesn't even say he's going to Florida.
That's what he said as a kid. Yeah.
Which, I mean, good for him, but, you know, why were you... You probably should have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I got to say, pretty much. I mean, other than...
It's good. I'll probably watch him again, back to back, maybe the supercut, if that ever happens.
I would watch the supercut, and that's probably it.
Because, again, like, it's... Like, the actors are seamless, and I'm sure put together, it would probably come across like there's less filler if it was just, like, a 5-hour-long movie.
I'm sure, so if not the director, someone will do it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But, yeah, so what's your final rating?
0 out of 10.
What's your actual rating?
I don't know, actually.
I'm going to give it... I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah.
I was going to give it a 7.
That sounds good. 7.
It's good.
1,000.
It's good.
Got him.
You know, it's good, but, you know, am I going to go back and watch an almost 3-hour-long movie?
Yeah, look. Here's the thing. Like, I'm not watching this again. I mean, I enjoyed it,
I'm going to watch it again. Just, I'm not going back to the theater to watch it again. You know what I mean?
No.
So, yeah. That's the final rating. 7. What's the next movie we're going to watch, Eric? Tell the viewers and commit right now.
Look.
What's the next movie that's coming out? Shit. It's not Jojo Rabbit, is it?
Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah, it's the...
Can we discuss this later?
No, it has to be on the air.
Literally. I mean, I guess we could see Angel Has Fallen.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Oh, shit, that was released in August. Oh, that's been out for a while. That's a move.
What is it? Oh no, Jojo Rabbit's in October. It's after Joker.
There's Hustlers.
That's
and then
you can watch Downton Abbey.
And then Ad Astra, which is that Brad Pitt
They're really
movie.
pushing it, but it's just
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, and there's Rambo, which I'm down.
Sure. I guess. I don't know. We'll see next time. Maybe it'll just be a discussion episode. Yeah. Maybe we'll watch the Raimi trilogy.
Yes.
I won't do that.
The God trilogy, you mean?
It's not that
the
good.
Only trilogy.
It's all right. You know.
You.
All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.